good.
You told me that.
Was it not all the way?
I don't know, maybe just time.
They say something takes 90 seconds.
Yeah, I thought it was longer than that, but.
Felt that way.
Try to remember more.
Yeah, right.
Across the board. All right, good, we're up.
Okay, are we ready to start?
Hi, baby, how are you? Hi, Rick.
Hey, Marsh.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Matt. This is, we're going to talk about it until it's.
Okay, thank you.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, and published in the Asbury Park Press on August 13, 2018.
Thanks, we have a roll call, please.
Mayor Coles?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Here.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Here.
Committeeman Ackerman? Not here. Committeeman Delia?
Yeah. Okay, Tom?
Thank you, sir. I passed out to everybody, please excuse no folders tonight, but I passed out to everybody workshop number ones. And the first one on the agenda is the playground, Cottage Place playground. We had passed a while back that they could use the property for a playground as long as they put up the fence and took care of it. And instead of a 5-year lease, they would like to have a 10 to 15-year lease.
It's fine with me. It's playground. Mayor?
Where is Cottage Place?
That was the one that we just did this, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, we got 5 here, they're looking for an extended one, because they're going to put an investment in playground equipment and work and stuff.
Sure.
I had no problem with it. All right, we're good.
Okay, number 2 is an application for CDB funds from what's called Purchase Playgrounds for New Jersey County.
What's New Jersey Handy asking?
200,000 in CDBG funds. I'd like to be able to help them with something, but we need to sit down with Irv and see exactly where we stand with that before we commit anything, so. It's okay, Menashe and I will meet with Irv Oros and go through the application with him.
Might we be able to use, instead of CDBG funds, some of the funds that are coming in for the affordable housing stuff? So we don't have to tie up CDBG funds.
It's, I don't know if that's allowed for playground, it's not directly affordable housing.
And the other thing that Ray, maybe I don't know if you can do this or not, but there seems to me to be about $70,000 here in like landscaped and trees. I don't know if our tree grant can help with that. It might be something you want to think about.
Okay.
But I'm okay either way. Whatever you guys decide, I'm just giving my smart suggestions.
And to add to Mayor, we did get an extension on the tree stuff, so.
So I don't know exactly what you're allowed to do with the tree stuff, but some of the mulching and that is covered.
If we can use it, I think that'd be a great idea. We're looking for places.
All right, Tom, 6th and 7th Street?
Yes, as everybody's aware, we've been asked to make that one way.
What are you doing now?
6th and 7th Street, and then we received information from the residents in the area that they are not on board with it. I don't know what the pleasure of the committee is, but I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I think it's the best one.
There's a lot of papers here for me to read. Can I read them and get back to you, Mayor?
Yeah, sure. Mike, you have any concerns? What? You want to have a chance to read this over before we make a decision, or?
Well, this is the 6th Street. You want me to wait till Menashe gets back?
Well, Mayor wants to be able to read this over and discuss it at the next meeting, I think.
Want to bring it back on the 6th of September?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, number 4 is 190 South Lake Drive.
Oh, I think I asked you to put this on.
Yes, you
right?
did, sir.
So this, I mean, if you read this, Tom, you read this.
Yes.
It just seems to me that basically this is just a sidewalk waiver that we would be giving. We usually don't do sidewalk waivers. It's similar to that one, Mayor, that
I did put if everyone wants to take a look at the Google map that I put out.
Yeah, Mayor, this is similar to North Lake Drive. This actually went further. This actually went to court, and the agreement between the neighbors was that he's not going to put sidewalk there because it's going to cause tremendous flooding, and there is a walkway right
Already caused tremendous flooding, from what I remember. We were friends with one of the neighbors.
but they corrected it. That was what who were you friends with? Were you friends with?
They're having problems
I'll
down
tell you
there.
who.
They're having problems down there now.
Yeah, so sidewalk will make it worse than curb. That's what they're saying.
If that's your request, we'll put it
Yeah,
on
hold
the
on.
agenda.
I just want to tell you the name. Doheny? Is that the person you knew?
He moved.
He
didn't
moved.
Yeah, I know.
But
He got flooded.
Right. So the two neighbors did this agreement.
If you want the sidewalk waiver, I'll put it on.
Okay.
Which area is this for?
This is on South Lake Road. You know what Malaki says.
Got it.
Mayor,
What?
don't you need to know what our engineering people say about this?
Apparently not.
Well, I don't think there'd be any problems for sidewalks.
We have a letter, 1 second, we have a
That's
letter.
between Myrtle Place and Lapsley Lane. I don't think there'd be any problem with water there.
I don't see anything.
The problem with Dehaney is he built too low. I remember when he built, right around the corner from me.
Well, Jeff did put something in there on it.
Yeah, he was in favor of it, right?
Well, he said, he said he should either provide a copy of the court order which he claims indicates a sidewalk is waived, or install a sidewalk. That was the only thing that,
Yeah, that's what
Right,
he
and
said.
here's the court order.
Are you saying that property owner there on the corner and the new property owner is asking for a waiver? Is that what you're saying?
Is this Malachi's property on the
Yeah.
corner? They're going for years and years and years.
Yeah, I don't know why it just sits there.
We didn't see a quarter.
Look where by Bowie and Frinicola. You could ask them for the actual order. You see where it says?
There's an inlet. I think there's an inlet right here on
Yes.
the corner. And because of the inlet, he wasn't able to do a sidewalk. Right
And they
here.
put that in, that was
Right
part of
here.
the court order.
This is the issue. Right here, there's a sidewalk goes still here, right? Somewhere here is an inlet.
Because these guys were getting flooded, I think, right?
Right.
Randy lived on South Lake, so he had to put in drainage here. So he couldn't do both. I think that was the issue.
It wasn't enough
The in-
space. The pipe
in-
runs literally right.
Manash, the inlet you're talking about
Yeah.
is on Myrtle Place and South Lake Drive.
That's correct.
Right?
Right, and the pipe runs right next, he ran the pipe under the grass over there. I think they put inside, I think the issue was, it doesn't have that much space and it's gonna sink. I think that's the story.
Well,
And that's what he writes, which is that if I do install this, I will only hurt the system. That's the problem, the pipe runs right there, right towards the curb. This reminds me, this is my head, I remember this story. What's he looking for? He's looking for back his
So he
escrow.
wants to close it out.
Yeah.
Through the chair, if our engineer says that...
Our engineer
this is-
doesn't say, our engineer keeps on saying that he still should put in the sidewalk.
I don't think so. That's not what Tom just said.
yeah. no.
Tom says if he's fine with the closing out finally?
No, he said, if there's a court order, then
It's
that's
not
fine.
attached.
But there's no court order. I want to have a copy of the court order.
If we get a copy of the court order,
Then just close it out.
so can somebody from our legal team call this Bowie and Frinicola?
I know people.
Here's where I was involved, 2 years ago, June 2015, it was me and Ekman, we got involved with this.
Does
That's what I knew about it.
If Bowie and Frinicola provide you with a copy of the court order, is that enough for you?
I'm not around tomorrow. Katie can call. Paul Fonacola's a good guy. He's a friend of mine. He's the mayor of Lock Harbor, one of those towns.
are we
Yeah.
talking about the land between Myrtle and Lapsley?
Copy of the court order.
Yes.
No.
I don't even know the name of the case. There's no caption on it.
There is.
Yeah, it would be.
It should say Dehaney, but.
If there is a court order,
Anything.
we should accept it and just cut the whole thing out.
This right here, right?
If indeed there's a court order, we just accept it and just shut the whole thing out.
Yes,
Well,
Mayor.
Jeff said if there's a court order, then he accepts it.
Yes, Mayor, you're in agreement with that?
If that's the will of the committee, sure.
I think the court order may have said something to the wording of, if indeed that it goes ahead and disturbs the drainage. And the argument was, does it disturb the drainage or not? And every department felt it didn't, and he felt it did. So the court order kind of said it in the court order, if indeed it disturbs it or
Well,
not.
yeah, it's passed.
That's why I was going in circles.
Tom, if Katie gets a copy of the court order, and Jeff reviews the court order and agrees that there should be no sidewalk, I would ask that it gets put on. If he does not agree there should be
Well,
no
it's a
sidewalk.
resolution anyway, right, Steve? If we,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but you gotta do that.
If he
Yeah.
does not agree that there should be no sidewalk, then bring it back to us.
Why would you need a resolution? Why would you need a resolution for waiver?
If there's once you have a court order, do we need a resolution? If you have, court order is the
Right.
ruling.
That's
all
the
right, we have a
mandate.
court order, that's a
The court
done
order
deal.
to be done.
Okay,
Close
all
it
right,
out.
that's fine.
Send a copy to me too, Katie, so I can interpret it, in case there's any legal issues there.
Okay. Next, okay, you'll call tomorrow and try to get that?
Yes, I'll call tomorrow.
Thank you. Next on the list is.
I do it, but I'm out tomorrow, Katie.
There's two number fives, I'm sorry about that, you know, it's.
Which number 5 are we doing first?
The first one we're doing is Pine Belt Treasurer. They're requesting relief from having to post a maintenance bond for the Chrysler project. All the improvements constructed on site are private improvements owned and maintained by Pine Belt Enterprises. Pine Belt agrees to hold harmless Lakewood Township on the maintenance of on-site improvements during the 2-year maintenance period. I went over this with Jeff, he doesn't have an issue with it as long as, because everything
Well,
is.
Jeff should be the one who sends the letter. Should this come from engineering, not from us?
Well, no, I told their attorney, this is what we needed from Jeff.
Right, so is the engineer going to send that to us to recommend it?
Well, he told me, if they do this one piece down here, that's why I.
Yeah, but I don't understand why we're getting involved in it. If the engineering office agrees, send us the recommendation, and we'll put it on at the next agenda meeting.
But that's what, I'm just coming here to let you know, and we'll put it on for the,
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done anything about a maintenance bond on it.
No, I review them all the time. The only issue I have with it is I'd like to see the whole harmless.
Yeah, I just don't know why the committee's making a decision, you know, just, in 20 years, I've never been asked, it's always come from engineering.
I'll send a letter to Ray Shea asking them for the whole harmless agreement. If that comes in and I'm satisfied with it, I'll get back to you guys.
yeah, we'll just put it on.
Isn't that the whole harmless I just forwarded you and you said was good to sign?
Was it Pine Belt?
I thought it was Pine Belts.
I look at so many of those things.
I'll go back and check my email.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that was Pine Belts.
It might be.
Because it was something that the engineer directed him to contact me to make sure the whole harmless was good, so I sent it to you
We
and
don't have
you
to
looked
bring it back
at
to
it.
the committee.
Right. So if they have the hold harmless, go ahead then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, the next number 5 is a letter from the Department of Transportation for all the new bus stops on Route 9.
Oh, they agreed to that?
And they want that we need to do a resolution from September 6th.
Yes.
Resolution
Beautiful.
in
This is all about
agreement,
busing.
that'll be good,
Beautiful.
all of them?
Holy mackerel.
Nice.
What monies could we use to put up actual shelters?
To do what?
Put up shelters by some of the stops.
Bus shelter.
Bus shelters.
Shelters, bus shelters.
I don't know if we can use COA, I don't know if we can use COA funds on that, we might be able to.
Yeah, I would think so. We've got to check with her.
Yeah, check with her.
Okay, got it.
I do have one question. Can we ask them if they'll allow other buses to stop? I guess it's a different.
I thought that was the whole point, that you weren't allowed to have other buses stop at their stop.
Yeah, we can't. They're not gonna allow us. All right, so Steve, you'll do a resolution for this one?
Very simple. It's only a resolution of support. Even I can do that.
Okay, the next one on the list is, Ray, you wanna bring that up?
I don't know what to bring up, Mayor. This is what we were emailed. Have at it.
So
What are we doing?
basically, this area is in the sewer service area. That means you could do sewer service. But there is no room to do a gravity main here. It's not deep enough. Mrs. Property's property is all the way down at the end. So he has to get a main out to Hope Road in order to be able to service his home and sewer as opposed to, okay, fine. Now, he has to put a small pump or whatever it is on his property to pump the sewage up the main so that it goes into the gravity, which is unopened. That's a very typical thing, a lot of people do that. The issue over here is that he wants to do it in our public right-of-way, which means that...
He has to, because he has to connect to the sewer line in the middle of the street.
Correct.
And utility won't bring it to his property line.
Correct. Correct. It has to run in our public right-of-way. However, if it's only in a public right-of-way, the utilities won't do it because they don't want to assume responsibility for the line. Because they're like, if in other words, then it's a regular sewer line, what they want to do is, they want us to grant them an easement that says, we give this property owner an easement to run this sewer line through our public right-of-way under the sidewalks, and it's his responsibility. So if something goes wrong, he has a sewer, but if something goes wrong, he has to take care of fixing everything up. And the easement has to be written that you can use our public right-of-way for your sewer line, but if you have to do any repairs, it's on you, and you have to restore the public right-of-way exactly to the condition that it was before. And if we do that, he gets a sewer, utilities are happy, everything is on the homeowner and not on us, and we're good to go.
But this is all, I don't even know who the homeowner is. This is all I have.
I'll get you the name of the homeowner, because I asked him, I have it someplace. I'll have that.
Get all the information together, I guess engineering has to review it.
Well, I spoke to Jeff about it. Jeff said that this was done in, where was he? Not Little Egg
1%
Harbor.
of the
Egg Harbor Township.
sewer connect. That's what he just told me over there, so I know it's done, it's nothing unusual,
Yeah.
but I need to know who we're doing it for. so we
Okay,
can get it done.
I know, Greenus is the guy's name.
Oh, it's not Kyle Lichtenstein, okay.
Somebody named Greenus.
I'm
But I'll get you the
not trying to
information.
bust.
But if I get you the information, we can put it on for resolution for next meeting?
As long as engineering is good with it and they send it in with their recommendation, just put it on for the next agenda.
This is another one of those deals where if he's gonna do all this stuff, we need to have it in writing before you put it on.
And these?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Whatever it
Okay.
takes to put it together, get the information, write up the easement.
I'll tell him to have his professionals talk to engineering to write up an easement and get it to you for review, so it could be reviewed by our attorneys
And
and...
the whole farm list and all that other stuff, you know.
Okay.
All right, on to the property.
Yes, let me handle that out. You want to go to the bathroom, get a drink?
No, I can't get the kind of drink up.
Anybody want coffee?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just about 2/3 of a cup black.
Black? Black. Isaac, you want a coffee? No, okay.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you.
Only in America. One race, the worst I've done in a long time. I did an exactor, but it didn't pay anything. Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that. That's good.
Yeah, you told me it's a buildable lot, right?
As long as they use it, don't, they have like to.
Oh, okay, so you have raised bills.
I agree.
They never give up, you know?
No, I know.
And why stand back up that deal?
Thank you.
Easy to sell it.
You didn't want one, did you, Manasseh?
Nope, I'm good, thanks, Mike.
I thought you said no.
You did.
Coffee?
I said yes, but I'm fine.
You lie, you
did?
No, he didn't say yes.
I got a better law firm. Okay, Mary?
You want, I'll get one for you, Mayor.
I'm fine, thank you.
I'll share mine with you.
Fine, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for worrying
Make sure you
about
lick
me.
the rim first.
Don't get me.
Okay.
Emergency news and views.
Mayor, thank you.
I'm behaving.
You got your pedometer ticking here, Tom. Your pedometer's ticking, man, back and forth. Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Why don't you do all one thing at your seat, and then give everybody a pile, as opposed to doing
I
something.
could have done that, but I was taking notes at the same time.
You're winded.
Plus, I told you, you have time to go to the men's room and get something to drink. Coffee.
I got coffee.
Yeah, he got coffee. Some of us were able to get coffee.
I'm getting my cardio in right now, so.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that.
How many do we have altogether?
Got another 5 years. Oh, this is
200.
There's like 8 of them, eight executive and 10 properties.
Cartridge and a pear tree.
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
No, I do, because I review everything and make sure. it's-
Tom, why don't you give them to me and I'll hand them out so you can start? Sure.
Yeah, who's rushing?
Yeah, we know. An hour and a half left, right?
Just hand them down the line and we'll take them.
Oh, that's a good idea. Do like a little conveyor belt, actually.
Yeah, here. Want to do these?
One for you, one for me. There you go. Take one and pass it down. The last one.
We're in business.
Oh, 2 more.
2 more.
9, here you go.
More?
Take one.
Really?
It goes all the way to 10.
I've been very busy.
How many trees came down for this?
Apparently so, you didn't have time to make all those nice colored folders for us. It's the highlight of my meeting. The rainbow. Sitting home wondering what color executive session is going to be.
I'm gonna shock you next month.
We bought him some magenta folders, let's go.
All right, we all set?
Tom, you caught your breath, you good?
Yes, sir.
All right. You speak in full sentences?
I'm gonna try.
Number 1 seems like kind of a no-brainer. It's already half vacated.
Well, if that's the committee's will, I'll do it.
No. But I am going to insist on sidewalks.
Can I say something, Ray? You know that I
Can I
fight.
stop you?
No. You know that I fight for sidewalks. If the engineer believes that there should be
We'll
sidewalks.
go there because he doesn't. I've agreed, it's done, we're fine.
The engineer thinks there should be sidewalks there? I want to say, if there's a real belief that there should be sidewalks and it won't create a drainage problem, I would like to see what that is.
Okay. That's fine.
We finished with one or?
Yes, we're all yes for one?
Yeah. If there
The
has to be
answer is
sidewalks,
yes?
why don't we just go through it?
He claims it has been.
We'll have Harold work on that?
But how could it be?
Guys,
Okay, I'll talk later.
All right, number 1
look at
is,
this, I mean, it's,
Who owns both properties? You both agree?
Looks pretty easy.
well, that's the next question. I mean, as far as whether we would do it,
Whether we do it,
half of it's already vacated.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's the road's not going anywhere.
Tom, have the 2 adjoining property owners been approached?
not yet.
The letter doesn't
All right,
say
let's
that.
approach the 2
I think there's letters in here for that.
There's a survey
This.
list.
Has survey and letters,
Homeowners.
but the letter's not here.
You gotta keep
No, no,
going.
oh, I'm
You
sorry.
can't stop in the middle, but.
I'm sorry.
All the way to the words.
Yeah, there it is.
And the other one is Herschel Klein.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't like it, but there's no reason, couldn't put it read through there, so.
Okay.
I'm okay with it, everybody else is.
I'm fine.
All right, so I'll have Harold work on that?
Yes. All right, next is a property request from Rabbi Trepp
Hey, Steve,
Yes.
my son attends a school in that area, I think it's all right. I don't look, it's not a problem.
It's not a conflict, no.
I'm not sure if he's requesting this for the school or not.
My daughter also goes to a school in that area.
No, it's Treff School, genius.
Hey,
Be nice to you.
whoa.
Wow.
You miss a couple of meetings and you get mean.
Thought about, I should.
No, there's no problem.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
What are they looking to do with it, Tom? 19 duplexes?
To use it, if you see, they already have their school on part of the property, so I guess they want to expand.
Well, that's what I'd like to know, because the only thing it says in here is it would,
That's what they want to do.
19 townhouses.
Well, that's the best use.
Do they want to use it to expand the school?
I'll give Rabbi a call on
If
it.
they want to expand the school, I'm 100% in favor of it.
Okay, and then,
I'd like an explanation too.
now, if we put it up for sale, it would be, it would go out to bid. It would be a public bid on it.
Right, now, the next question is, if it's for a school, do you want to restrict it for school use only? Mayor?
I don't think that they from reading the letter, it doesn't look like they necessarily want to use it for non-residential use. I think the housing that they have here is, as far as I know, is basically for people that are associated with the school.
Faculty housing.
Well, the tax assessor would know that, because it would be exempt. If
Could be, I
it's
don't know.
parsonage.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, the question is, if they want it to be used for school, we can put a nonprofit restriction on it, so there's only for a school.
Right.
If they don't want to use it for the school and for residential, then we just put it out for bid.
Right.
For the
We have
highest
to.
and best.
It's not an undersized lot, is it?
No, we have to put it out to bid, but whether
So
we put
we
it
should
out
ask
for
them.
How would I put it out
nonprofit
to
or...
bid? How?
Well, ask them. Ask them if they wanted to use it for a school, then I would follow what the mayor said. And if they're going to use it to, even if it's for the school use, but if it's going to be housing units, then it got to go for regular bid.
I'm in agreement.
So really, it's a matter of what they want it for. I don't have a problem putting it up for sale, but
Okay, I'll call
I'd
them.
much rather it be for an expanded school.
Okay, number 3, is an individual who owns a very small piece of property. If you take a look, it's to the right, it's in yellow, and he wants to swap it because that's where we have the community center. The value of the property is $800.
So,
What does he want to swap it for?
so if you look at the next page, he wants to swap it for lot 28, right off of Cottage Place over there. 1 second, isn't that where we just put the playground?
Yeah, that's the playground.
Sorry.
Offer him $500 for the lot. If he doesn't want it,
Okay.
buy it.
Why don't we offer him the lease? The 15-year
Is it to
lease.
charge the kids to play there? No.
Oh, wow. Isn't that the playground?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yes,
It's in that area.
It's right there, that's Cottage Manor, we're looking, it's the corner of War and Cottage.
Yep. Yeah, that's the playground.
Then I might not go.
Can't do it, but I'd be happy to buy that little piece of property from him to add it to the community center property.
What happened with that property is that he owns, we paved it over, we're parking on his property now. It's a small
Give him
little-
$600.
No, it's a small little parcel that he,
Let's spin it
Well,
up.
let's take care of it for him.
yeah,
Okay.
But I can't, give him something that the
playground
is.
can't give it away twice.
All right. Next is a property request for lot 284, lot 61. They want, actually, this is a donation to the township.
Why would someone want to be donating land?
You don't
What's-
take the donation, you know
What's
what
the catch?
happens.
He owes $5,000 on the property. He can't do anything with this piece of land, so he just wants to give it back to the town.
Yeah.
It's land he can't do anything with.
And if you don't take it, he's not gonna pay the taxes.
He's not gonna pay the taxes.
Foreclosing on
Yeah,
it.
it's
So might as well just take it.
$5,700 with taxes, right?
So can we do that and forgive the taxes?
If we take the property back, I think we can.
That's what you would do eventually, you'd foreclose on
Yeah,
the property and
eventually
take
you're
it.
gonna do
Right,
it.
but I don't want to spend all that money.
Save
Right,
money.
you just take it over. It's not-
Is that part of the?
Again, it makes sense, which is why I'm afraid we can't do it.
We can take it and then foreclose on ourselves.
We've
Mayor,
done that before.
is that part of the Crystal Lake Reserve?
I don't think it's actually part, but it's right up to it.
If it's adjacent to it, we can put it into it.
Yeah.
So
It may
let's
be
do that, let's
Crystal
put it
Lake
into some kind of reserve.
Right.
It's lot 260, already for lot 61?
Yeah.
Really? All right, yeah, I'll get Harold to do a, so we need an ordinance even if we get it.
It's okay.
It's not in the Crystal Lake Preserve, but
It's
it's
not
right
in?
next to it. It's in the R15 zone.
All right.
The guy just wants to give it to us? That's great.
The next is property request purchase, block 175, lot 47.
Alan Krupnik?
We're getting a lot of requests in this area. Why don't we, I don't have a problem moving ahead with this, because we've done, I think there's one on tonight, too, the property sale, isn't it?
Is there a property sale on that? Oh, I didn't know.
Can we ask engineering to just basically map out that whole area between Ridge and Brook? What, we own, what other people are, and let's just see that we're doing the right thing with this stuff.
I guess
Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but if we own enough property over there to put together for a school, there's a lot of houses that are going up there,
I agree.
Okay.
right?
I'll have-
Before we start giving it away piecemeal.
That's what
All
we
right,
had
so
said.
we'll-
So tell Alan that we're just evaluating what we have. If this little piece is, according to this, it's in the middle of something that he already owns,
Yeah.
or somebody owns, so I don't mind going ahead with this, but before we start doing others, let's see if we have anything there. Maybe we do what we're trying to do with the park over by Massachusetts,
Yep.
Okay.
go back and forth and assemble enough so that we can
Build the
put together enough property to put a school over there.
Okay, you got it.
On the school.
All right, so then you'll tell Harold to put this on number, okay,
Which number was it?
block 1, and number 5, block 175.
I don't know, is it a private or a public sale? It's undersized, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a private sale.
What's his plan?
The next is a property request for block 12.01, lot 20.
It's also a private sale. It's an oversized lot.
It also seems to be very difficult for it to be
Not
developed.
really, not really. It's R12, but it's 11,000 square feet. You can actually build on it, so it is a buildable lot.
It's an undersized lot for the zone. It has to be sold to the neighboring property owners. And the person requesting it is a
You want
neighboring
to
property owner.
get involved in this, because this is the one we have coming up tonight. It's almost the same identical thing. Number 6.
The value of 230,000.
You can actually build on it, so it's
The
really.
person
a buildable lot.
requesting it owns the adjacent lot. That's why they're requesting it.
Yeah, but are we selling it, is it a private sale, or are we gonna put it out to bid?
I think we have to put it out for public bid. It's only 1,000 square feet off. and
But it's only
they-
53 feet wide, is that,
But
That may make a difference. You gotta
Here's
get-
my question, here's my
it's only
question.
20 feet wide in the back?
Traditionally and historically, the reason why an undersized lot goes to private sales is because it can't build on it and therefore has to be annexed to the contiguous lot. But this one, since, like Tom's saying, since it is, you might be able to get a building permit on itself alone, understandably, because it's so close to that, then can we sell it as a public?
If we sell this lot
Right.
at a public bid and not to a private property owner, and it does not get adjoined, we are taking, what we are doing is we are giving the owner the right to go to the Board of Adjustment
I got a permit.
and say, I have a right to build on this lot.
Mhm.
I don't think that's fair to the neighbor. I mean, it's a long, tiny, thin lot, it's undersized. Forget about my reasoning. We can't do it. You can't sell.
I'm not making that case. I'm asking
Legally,
Steve if that is
It's a legal
the case.
question. MLUL, if you have an undersized lot in a zone,
Right.
does it go to public bid or does it go to adjoining property owner?
Undersized lot in the right zone, and it's the process, as Menashe said, you have to go and ask the people if they want to buy it from you, and da-da-da-da, and then you can sell it at a private sale.
And a private sale.
Yeah,
An adjoining property owner is the one who requested this.
right.
So that would go up for private or public? Public-private
Yeah,
or?
but there's circumstances here that are a little different.
It's an engineering question
You
first.
you can build on this lot that I already asked about it. You can build on this lot as long as you meet the setbacks, and you can meet the setbacks to build on this lot. So it will go to a public bid, because minimum bid would be $230,000.
Right, it has to be a non-buildable lot that's contiguous to.
Well, if we put it up for private sale, that would be the minimum bid too. That's the assessed value, correct? So I mean, I disagree with you, Tom. If it's undersized, I think we're setting a bad precedent. I know 11,000 and 12,000 square foot area is a
don't need
lot,
a
but it's
variant here.
53 feet wide at the front and 21 feet wide at the back.
I'm just saying, they don't need a variance to build on this lot.
They do.
Of course they do.
Of course, they wouldn't need a variance because it's on the side. They'll get the variance. They go to a board will give it to them.
Yeah.
But they'll need the variance because it's not
Can this,
12,000. It's
the
not.
contiguous homeowner, the
It's requesting
contiguous
it.
homeowner.
What's the contiguous homeowners, what does he want to do with it?
Yeah, how big is his
Read what he
property?
says. He says, the last page. Intended use, would like to use it for personal use as I own the adjoining lot.
That doesn't help you.
Let's do this.
It says what he wants.
Minimum
Well, personal
200.
use, what does that mean? Garage?
He could build another house on it if he wants.
Right.
But
Well, he could
that
subdivide
shouldn't
it, he's
matter
got
to
more
us.
enough land, he can
The
subdivide.
question is whether or not
push
we
them
can
over.
sell it private, or we have to, public, or we have to do it
If
private.
it's a buildable lot, it has to be sold public.
Why don't we do this? He put the request in, the minimum bid's $230,000. It has to be offered to the two adjoining, or possibly the three adjoining property owners.
Well, you have to do it if there's three adjoining properties.
Right.
There's
There's a house, no, actually, there's four adjoining property owners.
Here's what I think we should do. Go back to this guy and tell him, listen, in order for us to go ahead, we should do that private public thing that we do. Get them all in front of us and say this, and then bid it.
That's what we
amongst
just
them.
Right,
Right.
there's four adjoining property owners, minimum bid 230, you said?
Yes.
See if they're interested. If none of the four are interested, maybe then we can discuss if we want to do a public sale.
Well, why don't we first start with the requester? Tell the
Yeah.
requester this information. If he says, no, I'm not interested, and let the whole ball drop. And be done
Right,
with
if the
it.
requester says that he would pay the minimum bid,
Then move ahead with
then
it.
move ahead and do what we have
If
to
he
do.
says no,
We
you know,
tell him we
forget it,
have to
then
do
just
it
withdraw
for
the whole
property
thing,
owners.
right.
That's what I would do.
I just want to know.
All right.
I think if it's a buildable lot, I don't know.
It's not considered a buildable lot.
You probably know more about it than I do, frankly.
It's not, if it's an undersized lot in the zone, you'll ask Carol, are you allowed to sell an undersized lot that has adjoining property
The answer to
owners?
that is no. I mean, you can't, that's a private sale. It's another
That's
sale.
what it is. That's what this is. It's an undersized lot in the zone. With
I'd
four
love to
adjoining
bid it up to
property
$1 million,
owners.
but I don't see how we do that.
Well, why does Tom think why do you think it's?
I don't know.
No,
That's what
Tom
I'm
thinks
trying
it's a
to
buildable lot because, since it's so close to the 12,000, and one of our boards would grant the permit.
So what? They still have to go to the board.
That's the
It's
point.
still-
That's
it's still
that's the two
not
sides.
All right, okay, listen,
What are we doing about tonight's sale? We're gonna
No, we
vote
have,
it?
we can't, we have to cancel tonight's
We
sale.
gotta cancel tonight's sale. You gotta be consistent.
What's tonight's sale? The last two meetings, I guess?
A 12,000 square foot lot, which is a buildable lot, because you don't meet setback requirements. As long as you meet setback requirements, you can build on it.
In what zone?
15, R15. and
We're
it's-
selling an
15,000.
R12 lot in an R.
Not anymore.
How do we do that? Steve, is there a way you can contact Harold and ask him this question now?
I know the answer I gave you. I mean, I thought it was a buildable lot. It's not, apparently,
It's not a legal buildable lot without variance.
without a variance.
Yeah.
Well, that's the MLUL.
Right, correct.
But he's going to get the variance, you know that.
But we can't sell it like that,
Yeah,
that's the
you're right.
problem.
Right.
I know, I know.
You can't sell it with a condition that you get a variance.
Tom, when the meeting is over, if we have time before 7:30, could I look at the paperwork for the private sale, for the public sale that you were doing tonight? Where it came in? Can I see it? Yeah, I want to see it. Can you keep moving? I'll read both at the same time.
right, let's move on to number 7. This isn't in the area that we want for a park, is it?
It's in your packet, ordinance, and the map is in the packet.
Oh, that's a sale. I see it was on that sale, I didn't read the whole thing.
I thought it's on Prospect. Off Prospect.
If you're not sure, let's put this off until the next meeting.
Okay.
I don't want to take a chance on selling something that we spent 2 years trying to assemble.
Maybe Mayor can figure it out. I'm pretty sure I'm right, in what I said.
No, I'm talking about number 7. I'm not questioning your
It was
decision.
first
Oh.
requested in workshop.
All right.
Do you remember where this request came in for this private sale? Who requested it
For the one for tonight.
for this private sale?
Alan Krupnik.
Does he own the adjoining lot?
Pretty sure he does, yeah.
According to
Then you
the,
could sell
You can
it.
sell it.
If he owns the adjoining lot, then you could sell
And
it.
you're doing it as a private sale.
Then it's a private sale.
But we
then
have it up for
public sale, so you could say that it can only be sold to
Right.
adjoining property owners. Or
We
you
just
just
paid
make
the
the
minimum bid for it, but
But yeah, but then I have to see if there's any other contiguous owners to the property, give them the opportunity.
Who's gonna notify them?
Right.
Yeah,
all right, then we have to postpone it.
yeah.
Well, let's just kill it and start over
Well,
properly.
let's see, are there any adjoining property owners? I don't think there are. Maybe, oh yeah, well, which lot is it? Oh, this? No, there are,
Whoever this is.
yeah, if this, here, right, here's a lot, here's a street, here's a street. If he owns this lot, I think he's the only adjoining property owner, unless there's property back here, I don't know.
Well, it's not, a vacuum, there's something back there.
Could be
What are we
public
doing with the
property.
land sale tonight?
Could be a river,
Could.
I don't know. Yeah,
that's what's important.
okay.
Which one?
Right, next is a property purchase block 1100, lots 16 and 18.
Did we do 483-1?
I'm sorry.
Did we do block 483 lot 1?
We're gonna bring it back, I wanna
I'm
make
gonna
sure
take a
that
look
that's
at
not
that.
in the area that we're trying to assemble property for the park.
If you go in the back, I talked to Ed about this, and he thinks that we should sell with the whole thing, block 1100, lot 11, lot 12, lot 14, 15, and 16 at one time. And lot 18 should be sold separately. A separate bid,
Are they undersized lots?
yes. And consolidating them all, except for lot 13.
Are you sure that this is not in the area that, did you, remember I kept saying that Harold has to check to make sure that these blocking lots are not on the properties that we gave deed restrictions to the DEP?
Well,
I don't think this was checked. This area, this is the, what's the name of the wellheads there? In Chestnut.
well, it says here, neither the master plan nor smart growth plan call for any changes to the zone or property use.
Understood. Aside for that, we have to make sure that this is not on the list of the 800 or so acres in total that we
All right,
gave the
in that case,
DEP.
it's off the board for tonight.
Can I make a suggestion? Have somebody in computers, whoever it is, manually enter that, or however you do it computer-wise, and whenever this gets checked by engineering and planning, just like they check the zone, every single property that comes up for sale should be checked to make sure that it's not a parcel that we put a deed restriction on with the DEP. Because there was a lot that we did. especially if it was near wells or near, remember that? That was the whole
It's in
thing
that
we had
area.
with them.
Yeah, I thought it was being answered, okay.
How was the
Right.
deed restriction done? By ordinance?
Well, actually, you're right, there might not be a deed restriction.
I won't say it out loud yet.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be done
it's
by...
until it gets done until it gets voted on by the DEP, but it's the deal we have with the DEP.
Yeah, all right.
And don't worry about number 9, it was the same one as another one.
Oh, property donation.
Well, it's the same one.
And number 10 is a vacation request for a vacation for Torrent Avenue.
You know who his client is?
Shroud of Tours.
Where is this?
Brian Flannery. Fine.
How can a right-of-way have a storm basin on it?
It's a public right of way, why not?
It's supposed to be a street.
Where is this? Is this the whole?
It's in the Oak Street thing, I think.
So I thought we gave them that, right? Didn't we work, wasn't that the whole agreement? You worked through that.
No, it's the same one.
You know what? I'm not sure who he's asking for and whose client is. I just don't want to kind of done it. Until I make sure I'm not in,
Look in the left-hand corner.
it says who the client is?
Yeah.
Talking to the engineering department, they said, the only 2 avenues that go all the way through from Route 9 to Vine are these 2 streets.
He says it's not recommended. He actually read it's not recommended.
It's not recommended.
Sorry. Unless you guys want to go
And
ahead.
nothing, and it's not that the basin's on the roadway, there's some of the piping for the basin's on the roadway. From page
But,
here,
yeah,
you're
I mean, if he's saying
basin
no.
encroaching into the section, and if you look at the map, all you see is this thing. Basin's also fine, but the apron's there. And the apron's there. Okay, this is,
Yeah.
Make a motion, Mayor.
On what?
Go and close.
Oh, we all set?
Yes.
All right. Move to the close?
I'll move.
Second. All in favor?
Even already.
Katie, you turn off the camera, or did it? Because it says it's all fair.
I didn't touch it.
Maybe it was,
what am I, we done?
no.
No, that good.
We still don't have